I'll be honest, as we head deeper into my 12 days of anime, you're gonna start seeing a trend of me watching or doing something because blank fucked me up. Little story tangent time! This summer, I did a lot of dumb shit in my romantic endeavors, from trying to find closure with an ex that went horribly wrong, to being left out in the middle of Florida by a former friend. Even though I've been single again for about a year and a half now, I'm still having a hard time just being content without a partner. Also, it doesn't help one's confidence when you're constantly told this to your face.
You know, I normally don't date black girls, but...
Look, I mean, after the 5th or 6th time in your life, you kind of expect it. That's just how it is sometimes. Doesn't make you feel any less defeated. But what does this have to do with anime, you may ask? Well, when the chips were down and I was feeling blue, the slice of lives were in my queue. Always. For about 4 months of non-stop palate cleansing, I mean. Hakumei and Mikochi is one of those titles. Now, I made a more detailed video this year about the anime in which you can click the card here to see, but to sum it up perfectly, the show blends the concept of a slice-of-life routine in a not-so-slice-of-life setting. The characters in Hakumei and Mikochi are all very wholesome and in-depth, each with their own enjoyable quirks. I loved Hakumei's laid-back persona mixed in with her carpentry skills, as she's always there to brighten up the room with her hard-working attitude. My favorite episode starring her has to be episode 5 when she meets the Construction Association, and how the whole ordeal helps characterize her amazing trait to find resolve in the face of rejection, and learning to make the best of what you got. It was one of the 2 lessons I needed to hear when it came to healing from the summer. In comparison, her roommate Mikochi is poised, considerate, resourceful, and just the greatest mom, really. While I still think she has slightly less screen time than Hakumei, that doesn't mean she can't hold the show on her own. Whether that be in episode 4 when she gives help from Konju, or episode 10 when she's dealing with her unusual sister, gave me the impression that while she can feel overwhelmed by a busy situation, doesn't mean that she won't find time to understand, fix, and make a new out of the problem. Of course, when they are together as a duo, that's when the show really lights up. So much amazing things come for just them interacting. I love episode 9 when the 2 friends help send the researcher with an underwater adventure, especially the part when they get stuck in the river and the only way to float to the surface is to sing to the beat. But since Hakumei can't sing or swim, her turmoil is reflected in her tone-deaf voice. By the way, I watched this entire series dubbed, and it really helped reflect a lot of the cute moments and wholesome ones. So I really do recommend, if you're gonna watch this, watch it dubbed. What other episodes did I like? Well, besides just saying all of them, I practically liked episode 11 because the train was fucking cool. Or episode 6 with the egg mutation because, come on, who wouldn't love this woman? Not so the final episode compared to the others, however, for the reason that I feel that this show works best as standalone snippets than an overarching narrative. I mean, it wasn't that ingrained in plot, just being more backstory for Hakumei, but yeah, I just prefer the standalone episodes more. In general, it's episodes like these that really grab my attention to just how immersed I am with these characters as well as the world. The world it takes place in is so whimsical and so breathtaking that never fails to make me smile. I always think about how the society of little people in the woods were created, how they establish peace with the animals in a manner that helps the people work and play. Is this a different world entirely of our own, or an alternative one that goes on a different timeline? Are bugs, fish, and domesticated animals the only ones not sentient and therefore are eaten by everyone else? Can you live in a fucking tuna can if they exist? I do not know. But what I do know is that just like in Slice of Lives, it was able to wind stories from such simple ideas, and those ideas just warmed my heart ever so. Like I said earlier, I think one reason this show is particular strikes a chord with me in terms of world building has got to be the storybook artwork. The manga is like this too, where it has these fainted lines detailing furniture and nature like an old map. Maybe people are tired of the storybook or crafts aesthetic we've seen in video games and anime, and maybe it's because of my vulnerabilities right now. But I can't just get enough of this wholesome show. Slice of lives like these allow me to take value in the little victories of each day, to stop and smell the roses and all that jazz. So by the time I'm done indulging in my soft, wholesome anime, it makes some of my personal issues feel, well, small in comparison. Oh, the irony. By the time I started watching Dr. Stone this past fall, shows like Hakumei and Mikochi made me realize two important things. That to A, enjoy life's small moments. Don't worry about feeling unloved, left behind, etc. As long as you still have value in your life and just enjoying things. And B, when it comes to dating, people's preferences are naturally racist, and that's okay. Oh, and for the 6 of you in the room who will take this last comment out of context, let me clarify by stating, it's okay if you have certain types of people you see sexy based on appearances and solely race, and those you don't. As blunt as my wording was, that's essentially how our culture normally operates when it comes to romantic spaces. Normally, I wouldn't want to ruin my own joke by being so specific, but with YouTube's new harassment policy, I'd rather not have someone assume I'm playing the race card. And I refuse to drive the race card. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, play us out, Lamp!